guys are sitting in the park talking to your friends, about to tell them your deepest, darkest secret. You think you're all alone, but are you? Is there a drone hovering right above you that you can't see, spying on you, figuring out every word you say? And today I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about drones. So first, I'm sure you guys are wondering, if you don't know, what are drones? Drones, called UAVs, are unmanned aerial vehicles. They are controlled in two main ways, either by GPS satellite, where their path is predetermined, or they can be remote controlled by a person in an alternate location. And there are many different sizes and types of drones, but they're classified by their uses for the most part. Those used for their video purposes, for spying and surveillance, things like that, or they can be used for their carrying purposes, such as missiles and rockets. There are many different uses of drones. A lot of them are for good. In our military, we use drones a lot for surveillance, such as when we were spying on Osama bin Laden, trying to track him down. When we found his compound, and you see all those pictures on the internet, those were taken by drones. Because when we use drones in the military, there's usually a lot less casualties because we don't have to put people in them because they're unmanned. So we don't have to send our troops in airplanes that can get shot down into enemy territory. Recreational uses for drones. They are becoming more commonly used as toys now, and according to Parrot.com, you can buy a cheap, about $300 drone with a 720p camera for $300, which is very reasonable. And also, according to dronesproject.nationalsecurity.com, drones are, in the next 10 years, are projected to be the most popular toy from kids ages 12 to 18. Drones are also becoming more commonly used in television, in our movies and TV shows. Before, if you wanted to get a shot up in the air of a scene, you'd have to rent a helicopter or something similar to that, a hot air balloon or something like that. Now, all they need to do is buy a little bit more expensive drone, maybe like $1,000, and they can shoot in Ultra HD. So those new 4K TVs, you could use your drone to shoot with those, and you can get any angle you want. And most drones have a range of even up to a mile, so you can go a mile in the air and get any shot you want. And they're also being used more and more in sports. A lot of football teams in particular are using drones to fly way up in the air to get alternate angles of their team highlights and everything like that. Drones are also used in negative ways, unfortunately, and according to livingunderdrones.org, a lot of trespassing onto private property is happening, especially around celebrities' houses. People will, if they say there's a fence or something around somebody's private property, they will fly their drone way up above so they can get those shots, and a lot of times they are inappropriate pictures or videos of celebrities, which then they proceed to leak on the internet and expose the celebrities in negative ways, which is unfortunate. And the third way that drones are being used in negative ways are illegal searches without warrants. What that means is the police department is using drones to illegally, without a warrant, go onto people's property and take pictures and video and gather evidence of them doing something illegal. So say there's a group of friends smoking marijuana in their backyard and they have a big tall fence. They have a right to privacy in their yard. Even though they're doing something illegal, the police can't come in and arrest them for doing that because they're on their private property. But unfortunately, that is happening, and it's another negative effect that is being dealt with. So with all those uses come impacts. As I mentioned earlier, in our military, we have a lot better warfare because of drones with our surveillance and recon, and the casualties we're saving is tremendous. According to theatlantic.com, we're saving thousands of lives every year thanks to drones in our military, because we don't have to put people in bad situations. We can control drones by GPS or remote control. Another impact is the recreational use. And kids, I personally have a drone and I love it. I got one for Christmas this year, and it's probably my favorite Christmas present I've ever gotten. And another impact of drone, which is the most influential in my opinion, is the cost. The camera angle that you can get, the cost we're saving on aircrafts. Before, all these companies who made military grade aircrafts were worried about how fast they would go, and how big they were, how much stuff they could carry. But now they're more worried about how cheap they can make them and how small they can make them so they're undetectable by radar and everything like that. And then the cost of spying goes down too, where we don't have to send people, don't have to pay people to go there, we can pay them to control everything from home. There are also bad impacts, as I mentioned, that relate to the uses. So the celebrity leaks, where people are being exposed where they are in bad situations. And then unwarranted searches and seizures is illegal, and that's really being dealt with. And the biggest impact on drones, and according to the FAA.gov, is a huge deal in our Congress, is all the new government regulations. There's huge debates on whether people should be allowed to fly them, if people should be allowed to fly them. And there are huge debates about that. So now that you guys know all about drones and everything, I urge you guys to either inform yourself even more to protect yourself, and I also urge you to buy your own drone because they're a lot of fun.